Today we're reading some more stories about retail. It's gonna be a fun time and I hope you guys are excited. I'll be reading the top posts of all time on the subreddit today, so a lot of these aren't gonna be new, but they'll still be super fun. Enjoy, guys. 7 years, and the only good story that's ever come out of working retail happened to me 2 days ago. Sorry in advance for the mobile formatting and the messy wall of text. I work in a travel goods store. There were a few customers browsing around the store. No one needed any help at the moment, so I was just standing at the front desk. A customer came in, elderly man with a deep Haitian accent and pretty okay English. He came up to me and said that he wasn't looking to buy today, but he was planning on visiting family in Haiti that he hasn't seen in over 20 years. He said he's been saving up money for a while and finally started planning his trip, albeit still a few months away. He just wanted something inexpensive for the one trip, so I pointed him in the right direction and he told me that he was going to have a look around. As I walked away, another customer waved me down, a younger guy in what seemed like a pretty expensive suit, and started asking me some questions about high-end brands. After about 15 minutes of talking to this other man, the Haitian man walks over and said something along the lines of, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but thank you for the help. I'm not ready to buy it yet, but I'll come back in a few months when I have all of my trip money together." The man in the suit asked him what suitcase he was looking at, and the Haitian man pointed to the cheapest one that we had in the front of the store. It was $20. Suit man said, "You don't want those. They don't last very long the way the airlines throw stuff around. How about one of these?" And he walks over to a mid-range $70 suitcase. The Haitian man laughed a little and said, "No, I can't afford those." Suit man blew my mind and said, "Don't worry about that. I'll pay for it." The Haitian man kind of laughed it off, thinking it was a joke or something, or maybe he misunderstood. Even I was a bit skeptical, but suit man insisted he was serious, handed me his credit card and said to let him pick out a color. The Haitian man reluctantly picked out a suitcase and walked over to the desk with me. He practically burst into tears when the credit card went through. After some handshaking and many thank yous, the Haitian man left. Suit man proceeded to buy $600 worth of luggage for himself and his family. Not only was it one of my biggest sales ever, it was also the biggest random act of kindness I'd ever seen in my life. And after working in retail hell for so long, this is something I'll never forget. Edit, I've been in a pretty bad spot recently, and when Suit man did his good deed, it really did hit me hard. It made me feel like there were still good people out there. I can't believe how much attention this has gotten and how many people have taken a liking to this story. Thank you all for brightening my day. Oh, we're starting the episode with a wholesome one. It's a beautiful day today, guys. And that was such a beautiful story too. Hell yeah, I love reading stuff like this. And like the top comment says, I did not expect that. Very cool customer. Kudos to you, Suit man, wherever you may be. The next one is called, "Could you bag my groceries as heavy as possible?" I worked as a bagger at a small family-owned grocery store while I was in high school. One day a man came into the checkout with a cart full of groceries. Me, "Paper or plastic?" Customer, "I'd like double bagged paper and I'd like you to make each bag as heavy as you can." Me, "Sure thing." A bit of a strange request, sure, but anything that broke up the monotony of the day was welcome. I was able to load his entire cart into 3 fairly heavy bags and bring them out to his car. Customer, "In case you were wondering, I just had a fight with my wife and it's my turn to pick up the groceries." Me, "Uh-huh." Customer, "It's also her turn to unload the car." That reminds me so much of that Simpsons episode where Homer is picking on the grocery baggers.
Start getting the order. I'll eat it driving home.
Sir, please! I've already bagged it by color and an order of each item's discovery by man.
But yeah, that's kinda wholesome, but also kinda not wholesome. What's that? We had a fight? I'm gonna make sure your groceries are extra heavy. The next one is called, "Why can't I have your engagement ring?" I work in a fine jewelry store. My interaction with customers that just left. Well, we want to go get married and now we need a size 5. Me, "Unfortunately, all of our rings will be stock size 7. Him, "Well, what about that one on your hand?" Me holds up men's ring they just looked at. "This one's a men's, so it's a 10. Him pointing at my engagement ring. "No, that one." Me, "My engagement ring? It's a size 5. Him, "Well, we'll just take that." Me, "It's not for sale, it's my engagement ring." She gets annoyed and they speak Spanish. Him, "Well, this is insane. We'll just go somewhere else in that case." I honestly can't. From my phone, sorry for the format. Edit, I'm cracking up at all of the should have given them a price statements, but I am the store manager, so I could lose my job if I gave a price and they called my customer care team about it. The fact that they said, "Well, this is insane, we'll go somewhere else." I don't even know how you'd react to something like that. Why do you feel like you can have my engagement ring? And the confidence of them as well when they're like, "Oh, well, we'll just take that one." Like they expected it to be no issue. It's kind of concerning that somebody even feels like they can say that. Don't tell your dad. I watched a little boy win at life today. I was the customer in line at the checkout, and the cashier was ringing me out when a family, mum, dad, and a 7-year-old boy pulled up behind me. Dad immediately wanted away while the the mum started loading her groceries on the conveyor belt. After she loaded a few things, she turned to the boy and said, "You were really good today. Would you like to pick out a chocolate?" The boy got super happy, grabbed a Kinder Egg and put it on the conveyor belt. The mum then tells him, "Don't tell your dad." Dad comes back and then mum says she forgot something. So dad continues loading the belt while mum walks away. Dad then turns to his son and says, "You were really good today. Would you like to pick out a chocolate?" I've never in my life seen a kid so happy. He picked another Kinder Egg and puts it on the belt. Dad then says, "Don't tell your mum. I didn't say anything to ruin this kid's wonderful 2-chocolate day, but I had a good chuckle walking out of there." Oh, that's so cute. I didn't expect this to be such a wholesome episode, but I'm so bloody happy about it. The next one is called "The Customer's Wife Came In Specifically to Find Me." So this happened a long time ago in my old job at a high street jeweler in the UK, but I think about the interaction a lot, so I wanted to share. I was working on the shop floor and an elderly gentleman and his daughter came in and started looking at the bracelets and bangles. To give some perspective, this isn't a prestige jeweler's. Unless something had a diamond in it, the most you could look to spend was between £300 and £400. After giving them a few minutes to look, I went over and I asked them if they need any help. The gentleman said he was looking for a bangle for his wife for their anniversary, but he wasn't sure what to go for. I brought them over to the table and chairs and I let them have a sit while I took 10 or so bangles and bracelets out of the display for him to have a look at. I brought them over and I explained the difference between the medals and the clasp, etc. I let him hold them, I let him try them on his daughter to see how they looked on the wrist, that sort of thing. I probably spent about 40 minutes with them helping them choose something. He landed on something that he liked and left happy with a new bangle for his wife. Such a nice man, and it was a pleasure to see him off with something that he liked. Skip to the following Saturday and I was on the shop floor again. A lady comes in looking for something, so I head over and I ask if she needs something. She clocks my name badge and says, "Ah, you're the chap that helped my husband pick out this bangle." It was the wife of the gentleman I helped, and she'd come into town to find me specifically to say thank you for spending so much time with him to pick out such a lovely present and how much he loved it. Apparently it meant so much to the old timer that he told her all about the experience in the store. He had no idea really what he was looking for, and I was just pleased to help guide him through the minefield that can be women's jewelry. I'd never had such warm fuzzies working in that shop, and I still think about it a lot. Oh, this has turned into such a beautiful episode. I was expecting so many entitled Karens and stuff, but no, we're getting the cutest stories ever. And yeah, that's so awesome, OP. The next one is called 1 out of 1,000. I've removed myself from the retail game about 6 months ago, but I still think fondly of this one. I was the manager of the returns and exchanges area of a smaller computer and electronic chain. Some would call it the ultimate. And I was called over to the returns area by one of our associates. I approached and I saw a young college-age girl with a MacBook that had an obviously cracked screen, and looking at the receipt, it was less than a day old. I asked her what happened and she admitted to dropping it as soon as she took it out of the box. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. And she said that she didn't get any warranties to cover the damage because she was a broke college kid, and she asked if there was anything I could do for her. I told her that I was going to walk away and come back in a minute, and when I did, she should tell me that it was broken as soon as she took it out of the box. I came back, she told me that, and we swapped it out for a new one without any charge. The best part was this young lady came back in about 2 days with a tray full of the most delicious brownies and kept on saying how much she appreciated everything we did for her. That's so beautiful. Good on you for helping them out, OP, and dropping the MacBook and cracking the screen as soon as you open it. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. But yeah, you made the whole process a little bit less heartbreaking, so that's awesome, OP. The next one is called "No ma'am, I can't sell you $100 of merchandise for $5. I work at a clothing store. We have packs of underwear hanging on a wall near the front of the store. The wall is split into 2 sections. The bottom is single pairs of underwear that go for $2, and then there's packs of 8 that cost $20. They're not the same brand, they have different materials and they look different, and they're on different parts of the wall. On the part of the wall that only contains single pairs is a sign that says 5 for $5. A woman walks up to our register with 5 8-packs of underwear. I make casual conversation before presenting her with the total. Me, that'll be $100. Her, no, that'll be $5. Me, well, no, that'll be $100. Her, no, they're 5 for $5. It says on the sign. At this point, I know what sign she saw, and I know what mistake that she's making, but in an attempt to show her the error of her ways, I ask her to show me the sign. Her, look, there it is right there, 5 for $5. Me, actually the 5 for $5 is referencing these single pairs that are only $2. Her face lit up with anger and disgust as if I defecated on the floor and then asked her to clean it up with her tongue. Her, tell me why that sign's there. Why are those packs with these packs? These packs are on this wall, and the sign there says 5 for $5, and I'll take them at that price. Me, usually I could adjust your price, but I can't sell you $100 of merchandise at $5. Well, you need to remove that sign then, because that's false advertising. Me, no. Her, no. Me, yeah, no. At this point, my heart was in my throat, and I actually could have gotten in trouble for how I spoke to her. Depending depending on which manager she spoke to, but instead she just kind of walked off out of the store, even if the sign was ambiguous. Assuming a sale of that magnitude is just silly. Oh my god, are we reading one that isn't wholesome? Unbelievable. But yeah, that is super silly, and the bloody audacity of the customer. I'll take all of these for $5. Like, yeah, why would 8 packs of underwear be $5? They didn't think, oh, this seems a little bit too good to be true. They're like, no, they're definitely $5, and I'm gonna raise hell if I don't get them for $5. The next one is called You're Discriminating Against People Who Don't Drive. This just happened. I work at a higher end clothing store, and I tend not to get too many out there customers, but this guy took the cake. A man came in with about 3 small children, shopped around for about half an hour while running me completely ragged in the process, and then went to pay for his items. He has a store credit card with us, but he didn't have it on him. I said, no problem, I can look it up with your driver's license or a state ID. Oh, I don't drive. Here, I'll show you my passport. So our computer does not scan passports as a valid form of ID. The scanner only responds to driver's licenses or state IDs, but a passport is a better form of ID than a driver's license. This is Uncle Sam right here. I understand, but our computer system only scans driver's licenses or state IDs, but a passport is a government issued ID. Yeah, but our computer physically can't scan a passport. I can only scan a driver's license or a state issued ID. Well, I'll just take my business somewhere else then. He proceeded to storm out of the store, and honestly, I was a little bit relieved until about 5 minutes later he comes back, barging back into the store. Here, I found my ID. Now please look up my credit card. He pulls out his passport. Sir, I can't accept this as a scan it. It's my ID. You're discriminating against people that don't drive. Would you like me to call customer service and see if there's anything they can do for you? No, I don't want you to call customer service. I want you to scan my ID and look up my credit card. At this point, my manager sees the commotion going on and comes over to help me out and tells this guy exactly what I've been repeating to him for the last 10 minutes. We apologize to him for the inconvenience and even offer him a coupon, but he just keeps yelling and ranting and raving. Finally, he takes his kids, swears he'll never shop with us again, is reporting us for discrimination, and storms out of the store for a second time and gets into a car and drives away. What? Oh, that's so funny. You're discriminating against people that don't drive, even though I do drive. I just don't have a license. That's so funny, but at the same time, that would have been so frustrating. Like, oh my god, bro. What are you doing? I can't scan your passport, okay? Now go drive off, even though you said you don't drive. The next one is called You Have an Employee Here That Smokes and Texts. I work at a pet store, primarily responsible for maintaining and caring for our fish selection, birds and reptiles and small animals and the like. Sometimes I sell them to folks who actually have a clue about owning an animal. This happened yesterday. I'm on a long 9-hour shift and having a smoke break outside of the shop. There's a long sidewalk, and I always smoke far away from the doors as we're a heavy traffic location, and kids and animals are always coming in and out. I finish up and I head back inside, where I'm immediately flagged by a family looking for a cat scratcher. The particular one they want is missing its tag, and I can't find its location in the aisle. So I take out my phone and I hang with the family, showing them our online prices, which we will honor for them. They get the scratcher. Hours go by, and at closing, a cashier buddy comes up to me and tells me about this woman who was raving to her a while ago. She was going on and on about how there's an employee that smokes, they work in a pet store, and they text. They should be spoken to or fired. I just sort of shrugged. Me. So she meant me. Nice. Manager friend is now walking by. Me. Hey, I need to be fired. I was smoking directly into the animal habitats while Snapchatting their purple faces as they shrieked and suffocated. Expect a corporate complaint any second now. Manager friend. Oh damn, yeah, you're screwed. And then I went home twirling my mustache. The most evil pet department worker ever. Yeah, oh my god, OP, how dare you? You're doing something you're allowed to do? No, how dare you? And you were text messaging? Oh, you should be ashamed. The next one is called I Put the Chips on the Baby. I was bagging groceries last night when a lady came through with a baby in a car seat in the basket of her cart. She had a lot of groceries that I'm assuming she'd had under and around the car seat. So when I bagged them, I was putting them back under and around the car seat. I wasn't sure where else to put them if not there. It's not like I could put them on top of the baby. Well, as I'm placing stuff carefully under the baby's mum says, "Oh hun, you can just put some of the stuff on top of him," and pats the canopy. The phrase, "But ma'am, that's a baby," almost escapes me, but I choke it down, nod, and continue putting stuff under the baby, around the cart, in the seat of the cart. And at this point, the cashier, my favorite cashier, is trying and failing not to laugh at both the absurdity of me being told to put groceries on a baby and my increasingly desperate attempts at finding places for the bags. I got all but a bag of chips squared away, and there was just no more room room. So as they walked away, I set the bag of chips on top of the car seat, turned back to the cashier and whispered in horror, I put the chips on the baby, which I believe is the most absurd thing I've ever said on the job so far. That's so funny and so awkward. Like, oh hun, you can put stuff on top. Yeah, okay, that's making me uncomfortable and I don't want to do that. Sorry, but I don't want to pile groceries on top of your baby. That's understandable, isn't it? The next one is called Have You Ever Seen a Customer Explode Before? It's awesome. When I worked at a insert biggest retail chain in America here, we had an odd but easily understandable way to display and sell our TVs. If the TV has one price tag on it, that means that was the price for the TV in box and the display was not for sale. If the TV had two, one would be clearly marked display price, as in that exact TV on the wall, because it's about to be replaced, and the other price tag was for a new in-box TV. The display price often reached insane discounts. The longer it sat there, the lower our system automatically lowered the price. One time we sold a $2,000 TV brand new in the box for $200 because it was the display. I wanted that TV and I was sad that another co-worker got it first, but my luck turned around. The almost exact same model minus a curved screen was up for grabs. Also $2,000 for a new one. They were selling it for $500. A really nice smart TV, 4K, smart tub, the works. A customer saw online that we were selling a similar looking TV, different model number and resolution, 1080p, for $200. The website said display only price. He came in and demanded the $500 display for $200. Cue the it's the same size, what's the freaking difference? 1 billion times. He began threatening lawsuits for misadvertisement, threatened to call the cops. What could they do? Enough to where the store manager was about to cave and take the hit personally. Here's where I got sneaky. I got tired of waiting for displays that I wanted to come down, as I've been waiting for over a year and saving up for a new TV to replace my 10-year-old 32-inch Sanyo. That TV is still used. It's now in my bedroom as a monitor for me to play games while I sit on my bed. The customer was outside ranting and raving at somebody on the phone. So during my 15-minute break, I walked up to the store manager, SM, me. I'll buy that TV right now for $500. Store manager, are you sure? That customer is gonna explode if he sees you with it. Me, that's fine. I'll wheel it out to my car and he can watch me load it into the back. Store manager, all right, got tired of him anyway. He was being an ass to me and multiple associates. He deserves it. If corporate calls, I'll show the camera footage. That would be enough for us to be in the clear. Corporate won't complain that I saved $300 from being burned. I literally walked right by that customer with that TV. I was happy that I got that damn TV, but the icing on the cake, he turned tomato red. Not kidding, red, a-hole. What the hell are you doing? Me, I saw this TV for sale and I bought it. Why? A-hole. I was about to buy that. Me, oh, I thought you didn't want it anymore after you left the store. I didn't realize you left to call somebody. I totally did, by the way. A-hole. Are you getting smart with me? I'll kick your ass. Here's where I almost got reprimanded and coached. I couldn't resist. The troll in me couldn't be stopped. Me, sir, tomatoes belong in the vegetable section. A-hole. What the hell did you just say? I booked it to my car, sprinting and holding a 55-inch TV over my head, and slapped the back of my car door shut, and I ran back inside. They got him out of the store by saying, you left the store. We don't hold items. It's our policy. And to boot, corporate backed us up. I did dodge the reprimand because the customer couldn't prove I made that comment at him. I got a new TV, made a customer explode, and I made my managers nearly die from laughing so hard. It was a good day. Yeah, and fair enough as well. Hell yeah, OP. Today I realized I live in the future. I got a call at work today. A woman called me claiming to be Google Maps, and she wanted to know our opening hours. We sent through what hours we were open for weekdays, clarified the weekends, and said goodbye. She never told me her name, and her responses were a bit odd, but I put it down to a language or cultural barrier, though she spoke very clearly in English, as her accent was Southeast Asian, and I live in Australia. It was otherwise unremarkable. I told the store manager, I'm the assistant manager, and his first response was it a person? I said, yeah, of course. He said, are you sure? Then it dawned on me. I checked Google Maps and our hours were already updated, but one day was slightly wrong. It's logistically impossible to have the manpower to call every establishment and confirm their opening hours. I wasn't talking to somebody from Google Maps. I was talking to Google Maps. I was talking to a computer and I had absolutely no idea. Wow. Yeah, and stuff like this is only going to get more scary and even more hard to know if it's a real person. It reminds me of all the text-to-speech Reddit channels, like because I don't really show my face anymore. Sometimes I feel like I need to say in my videos that I am a real person. Like I'm not an AI voice, I'm an actual person. And yeah, stuff like that is going to be so indistinguishable one day. But yeah, that's enough for today. That was a beautiful episode and I hope you guys had a wonderful time. But let's read something wholesome. Some insects are so strong. Look at this beetle. His kids are going going away to college, but he does not cry. So strong. Oh, that's so cute. Imagining beetles having a little conversation is so adorable. Like, oh, my beetle children are going away to college. This is so sad. I'm gonna miss you, beetle children. How do you stop your children doing the Fortnite dance in public? Do it with them. They'll stop or love you more. Genuinely, that's such good advice. That's definitely the fastest way to get them to stop. They would be so embarrassed. Yeah, no more Fortnite dancing for you. My friend's wife and cat watching a shy kitten eat the food that they put out. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love cats so much. I don't even understand how they're so perfect, but they are. Like, sometimes I get sad about something and I'm like, wait a second, it's okay because cats exist. Or like, especially if I'm in this room and I'm sad about something and I turn around and see Nez sitting there and she's completely a little ball of happiness, and immediately you're like, oh, why was I sad? I can't even remember. I'm happy, but I'm not old man holding a kitten on a bus happy. Oh my god, who is? That's such a beautiful photo. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time, and if you did and you want to see more, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today goes to Mage1439. I feel like Vincey has full encyclopedic knowledge of everything that's ever happened on The Simpsons. It's really cool. Thank you for this comment, and I almost sort of do, but at the same time, not really. I'm good at remembering the lines from the episodes, but that's only because I've watched the same episodes like 1,000 times. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. My talents are being recognized. Thank you again for all the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!